Dear students, welcome to the YouTube channel of Farooq High Secondary School, Farooq College. Myself, Jamshina. Today we are going to deal with the second L, which is labor, work or employment. But before going into the topic, let us brush over what we have learned in the previous class. Well, remember in this speech, Christine Lagarde talks about how women empowerment is related with the world economy. So she is looking at women empowerment from economic perspective. She looks at it, or she looks at women empowerment from an economic point of view. And in the speech it is very clear that women empowerment, there is a direct correlation between women empowerment and the economy of the world. For example, when women are empowered in a country, it actually improves and enhances the economy of that country. And if women are disempowered in a country, or if women when there is lack of participation of women in the economic activities of a country, it brings the economy of that country down. So we can say that there is a direct correlation between women empowerment and the economy of the country. Well, we were in this speech, again Christine Lagarde was talking about one of the greatest challenges of the 21st century. Can you tell me what was that? Yes, it is economic role of women. That is, there is lack of participation of women in the economic activities. We know that half of the world population is women, that is 50% of the world population is women, but their contribution to economy is less than 50%. And this may be because of many reasons. It can be because women are blocked in many ways, or it can be women are denied equal opportunity. But anyways, there is a lack of participation of women in the economic activities. And what are the consequences of it? Yes, per capita income of that country, of many countries, is very, very low. And because of it, world economy is struggling for growth. And Christine Lagarde also gives one solution to the problem, and the solution to the problem is nothing but women empowerment. And how can we achieve women empowerment, or how can we empower women? By 3 L's, that is learning, labor and leadership. Well, we have also looked into the first L, that is learning or women education. As I told you, learning or education is the foundation of change. If you want to bring any change in the society, you have to educate its people. And when it comes to women, if you want to change the condition of women, you have to educate women. So learning is, or women education is the foundation of change. It actually builds confidence in women. It makes women aware of their rights and voice for their rights, and thus break the shackles of exclusion. And this women education is very, very important in developing countries. And women education also opens up wide avenues of job opportunities for women. And thus thus we can say that, as Christine Lagarde points out, education acts as an elevator and a springboard. And you know what is an elevator? Elevator that you might have seen in shopping malls, the lift, the lift that you see in shopping malls, that it brings people from down to upward. So education actually brings women from the lower strata to the upper status. And we have education also act as a springboard. We know that springboard is something which the people who swim, they use to dive using the springboard. So that if you jump on the springboard, it actually gives a impetus or tug or force to your diving. So education also acts as a springboard, which gives extra impetus or extra force or energy or confidence for women to outshine. And this is the importance of women education or learning. And now we will move on to today's topic, which is labor, work or employment. Well, in the labor, Christine Lagarde points out some of the problems women face in the labor or workforce. and she also suggests some solution to overcome that for women empowerment. And we know that it is quite welcoming to see that more and more girls nowadays are getting basic education, and it is very much visible in your own classroom where the number of girls is more than the number of boys. So the girls outnumber boys in your classroom. So it is a welcoming step to women empowerment. But what is so sad or depressing is that not all women who are educated, not all girls who are educated go to work. And again, the reasons may be many, because of the so-called mindset of the people in a male-dominated society that husband do not allow their wife to go for work, or it could be maybe women themselves choose to remain at home to take care of their children or to take care of their in-laws, which they may not be able to give the right kind of attention if they are going for work. So the reasons could be many, but all in all we can say that there is not all women who are educated go to work. So this adversely affect the economy. That is the problem number one that you find in the labor or workforce. And next, the problem number two is there is lower representation of women in the work, such as in the workforce related to science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Before discussing problem number two, let me take you to a video and just tell me what kind of jobs women engage in. And here comes a video. Yes, you can see an IPS officer, you can see an IS officer, you can see an IFS officer, you can see women in army, you can see women in navy, etc. But how many of them are there in these kinds of jobs? And that is the problem number two. There is lower representation of women in jobs like these, and there is lower representation of women in jobs related with science, technology, mathematics and engineering. We know that there are more women graduates nowadays in science, technology, engineering and mathematics, but there is less percentage of women working in the field of science, technology, mathematics and engineering. And that is the problem number two. Next is problem number three in the labor or workforce and employment. Before going into it, let me show you another video and just tell me what this communicates to you. Yes, you can see street vendors, women street vendors. You can see women engaged in labor work, menial jobs like servants, etc. Okay. Yes, and when you look at the number or percentage of women in all these kinds of work, their number is more. Understand? So that is the problem number three, which is over-representation of women in informal sectors. That is low paid, low security, low status, zero pension jobs, menial jobs. So you can find that there is alarmingly high representation of women in these kinds of jobs. And that is problem number three, a very serious issue. Now we will go into problem number four. Let me show you one cartoon and tell me what does it communicate. Yes, you can see that a man and a woman engage in the same work, but they are given two different wages. Yes, that is problem number four, which is unequal payment for equal work. There is gender discrimination existing in the workforce in this way, in terms of payment that they receive. Women having the same qualification, working in the same position, they receive different salary than men. So that is also a very serious issue to be tackled through women empowerment. So let us sum up what are the problems in the labor or employment. One is not all educated women go to work. Second problem is lower representation of women in high jobs, high status jobs. And third one is over-representation of women in informal sector or menial jobs. And the fourth one is unequal payment for equal work. Now, Christine Lagarde also discusses solution to these problems. Now, the solution to this problem is, first and foremost is, women should be educated. Okay. The second one is, we should ensure that there is equal payment for equal job. Women working in the same position with the same qualification should be ensured equal payment as that of men. And the third important step or solution to this problem is, there should be some changes made in the policies and laws. There should be change in the property inheritance law. How changing in property inheritance law actually deal with women empowerment? Yes. If there are, for example, there are in some cultures, women once get married, they don't have their own property shared from their parents or inherited from their parents. Since they don't, and they are always dependent upon the male counterpart and male partner. So what happens whenever they actually wanted to think of starting a business, they can always approach a bank, but bank will ask for, when they are applying or when they are approaching bank for loans or credits, they need to, women need to submit documents of their property and wealth as collateral. So since women do not own these properties themselves, they have to always depend on their male partner. And this is, so by making some changes, positive changes in the law of inheritance and property, more women can get access to bank loans and credits. And bringing about some pro-women or pro-family policies. Like for example, tax relaxation for lower paid women wages or workers, and giving health insurance benefits for family members or working women, maternity leave provisions with payment. These all can actually attract more women coming to work. So these are some of the policy changes which you can make, and some of the solutions Christine Lagarde actually suggests in the speech. And hope you understand what we have taken today, and in the next class we will deal with leadership. Thank you so much.